better real estate too if you're I feel like if you're advertising it like that. Like there's a heaven.
Yeah. Don't worry about the hell.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe they needed less forces of control over their conduct than the Christians later did. I don't know.
Yeah, that's one thing about Christianity, man. Sometimes it's like too much pressure.
Well, yeah, and no one could fulfill it. No one can live up to that. Which is why, here's another one, in the spirit of your earlier comment. Here's another one. You got sick, and this person did. God is punishing you. You did something against God in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, you were touching your privates, all right? Yeah. Well, whatever. I mean, we all do stuff.
Oh, I do stuff.
And it's easy to find it and say, oh my gosh, I must be punished for that. And when that happens, then blame starts getting handed out. So here, I got another one. Consider that Muslims, it's part of the rituals of being a Muslim is you're cleaning your hands and your feet and your ears and your nose, and there's an ablution, whatever the word is, where there's a cleansing daily.
Wow.
Daily.
That's
Okay.
a good idea. My grandmother, I think, was Muslim then.
Well, just think about this. Back then, nobody's showering every day. But some funky times, okay? All right? There's some people don't shower every day today, but you could. And the United States, we probably take more showers than anybody else in the world from the research I've done on that. But point is, if a disease comes through and it comes from contact or some other thing because you're dirty, you get sick and the Muslims don't.
Oh, so they seem powerful.
Oh my gosh! And you're Christian, they're Muslim. You're saying they put a hex on me. These heathens, these non-Jesus following. Okay, this is how this can happen. I got another one. You ready?
I don't know. I'm still riding the last one.
You got one? Ready?
You got
okay.
a lot of
Here it goes.
Okay.
So we would later learn that many of the plagues were from a flea. Okay.
Like from a little fly.
Oh yeah, just a flea, just a regular flea, the house flea that you get on pets. Okay. So now watch. So the flea would get infected and would bite you, and you get the plague. Okay. The plagues have killed more people than more than worms. Okay. Wow. All right. So plague is like a blight on you. All right. So now watch what happens. Where did the fleas come from? We would later learn they came from rats and mice that were infected with plague. So if your house has rats or mice, and mice were coming, you get old Renaissance babies. It's really funny just to see this. All right, so watch.
Good luck, huh?
If you owned a cat, you didn't have mice. Plague. No, wait a minute. Who owned cats? Well, there are many women that owned cats.
So the women didn't get the plague, and they were there for
They were witches.
Some of them are.
And you still associate a cat with a witch to this day. To this day. I mean, when you're storytelling about it.
Broom witch.
These are the two
accoutrements.
So
accoutrements, those are them.
So this is what happens when you live in a pre-scientific era. The blame game begins.
But that's fun as hell, though, some of it.
Well, for a movie, but I don't want to live in those times. So this book is an attempt to unravel when you see things happening, which is not my fault, your fault, because you really look for your opinion.
Yeah, it was neat. Someone made me mad.
Oh, good!
Someone made me mad. I was like, fuck, I don't want to do it. I want to believe what I want to believe.
No, it's bad because you knew it's true, and it's against your urges.
Yeah, it was like, damn, Neil. That's what it sounds like sometimes.
No, but I'm not. I don't think I'm heavy-handed. I think it's your offerings, right? Have you thought about it this way?
Yeah, no, I don't think it came off like. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think it came off as like know-it-all. I think it was like.
That wasn't my intent.
Right.
If it ever felt that way, it's just.
Well, you're a fact guy. You're a factual man. You know, and I battle. Like. I think I've always kind of battled the dark arts overall, so it's like I've never really looked at a ton of the facts. It's always been this more ethereal sort of.
Well, what you feel want to be true rather than what is true. By the way, that's come a long way
will need to come back from that
to realize the world this is the difference between the different kinds of truths. I spent a chapter on truth and religion. Let's talk about a minute on it now. So there's something called personal truths. This is something no one's going to take. In a free society, no one's going to take it from you. Jesus is your savior, and you know the truth of bones. That's a personal truth. In a free society, and especially in the United States, where it's constitutionally protected, your freedom of religion, no one should take that. Okay? You have a legal case that they try. All right. Other personal truths. Oh, well, Muhammad is my last savior on earth, my last prophet on earth. Okay? This would be a Muslim personal truth. Other truths are Beyonce, right? Or whatever. You feel. Personal truths are the foundation of our strongest opinions. And in a pluralistic world, society, we should cherish them. This is why people learn from each other. Right? You want everybody to be the same. Everybody aligns with exactly the same.
Yeah, we don't want it.
The problem with your opinion is personal truth. You gotta have someone else agree with you. You have to have an active persuasion. So what? But in the limit, that becomes all-out conflict. People fight over personal truths, kill each other, because their personal truths don't agree with their personal truths. So personal truths, when they go outside of yourself, risk bloodshed.
Right.
In the history of civilization, it has demonstrated this. All right, then there's a political truth, which is just something that becomes true just because you've heard it. And that's a weakness we have. It's not a weakness. Evolutionarily, it makes sense. If you see something repeat 100 times, that's reality.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but you know what happens now? That urge to recognize that something that repeats must be true. They've hijacked it. Now they just find something. Feed it to you. You hear it enough. There it is.
Yeah, especially, well, nowadays also we have, since we have technology and we have this advancement, like, with the internet, social media, it's easy to get things in front of you.
Yes.
It's easy. I mean, our attention span has been hijacked.
It's been hijacked. Completely. That's the word. There's no other word. Hijacked. And in the old days, we called it brainwashing, where you repeat something and then it becomes true. That's hijacking this feature of our evolutionary brain. That it's trying to create order out of chaos.
Well, it's like Stockholm Syndrome. We almost are slowly developing almost some variants of Stockholm Syndrome. We're like all like Elizabeth's. You know what I'm saying? We're all like, we're just bearing with what we have to deal with all the time.
Exactly. And so you try to sift what is true. It must be that.
What is objective?
And the methods and tools of science are exquisitely tuned to establish objective truths. So these are truths that have been demonstrated by observation and experiment and repeated experiment. The word objective means it's true whether or not you believe it.
Okay, so it's no doubt true.
Yeah, because I can show that it's true, and it's not my bias that thinks it's true. Here's the data. Now I think you had a bias. I think your wall current affected this. So I'm going to do it on 240 volts while you did yours on 125 volts, 120 volts. If you do a different experiment of your own design, you get the same result.
That's objective.
So when you do it enough times, and all experiments agree, this is why science, it wasn't really developed as we now practice it until around. Right? I know that feels like a long time ago, but a lot of the world unfolded before that. Right? And so once we learn, when you say something is true, let me test it. Let me find out. Let me devise an experiment. And if I can verify your statement with this experiment, and someone else can, and a third person, we're good here. That's an objective truth. And what objective truth have going for
round, and there's been plenty of action. Let's see how the next half will play out.
I don't like them.
Well, because the actual nature
powerhouses are opening Vault 3 with brute force.
Nature is the ultimate judge, jury, and executioner.
The jet setters are back.
If you overeat this week and you gain 3 pounds, next week you can't protest with placards saying, I protest the law of gravity because it may be heavier. No, you don't have that option. But there's a whole chapter here on laws, right? If you're going to create laws in a pluralistic world, you base the laws on the that applies to everyone. Don't base the law on your personal truth, because that's forcing it on me. And I have a different
Team white for the votes.
Is climate change an objective truth?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So what happens is...
You believe in climate change?
It's not a belief. It's not about a belief.
Right.
When it's objectively true, you don't have to believe it. It just is true.
Yeah.
I
I believe in it when it's really hot. I believe in it. If it's like a hot day, I'm like, damn, they're right. They right about this shit. I'll tell you that, bro. I'm serious, dude.
So
I'm like, we gotta fight this. You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing. So if it was only determined that way, then another person that was in a cold snap would say, no, I don't believe it.
Right.
And everybody's making up their own theories about it because it's their own life experience. But an experiment takes the information out of yourself.
Okay.
It's not your perspective, it's not your bias, it's not your worldview, and you get all the data available. And then you establish the objective truth. So in climate change, and I give an example here in the probability, in the risk and reward chapter. You probably heard the number 97 scientists say is happening at 3%. It's in the last 20 years, there are basically no scientists left.
Damn, there ain't one holdout out there.
But let's go back to when it was 3%, because that's a fun number.
Okay.
All right? Let's do it. Some engineers, there's a bridge that's there. You don't know where it came from, but it's a bridge. And you say, I want to drive my truck. And 97 engineers come up to you and say, by the way, I don't know any of the other engineers, so we're not in groups or anything.
Yeah.
If you drive your truck, that's going to collapse and you're going to die. You will likely die plunging into the ravine.
So 97 of them say that.
3 say, oh, Theo, go take your F-150, drive across. You're
Some good old boys. Never mean it no harm.
Go on. You'll be fine. What are you going to do?
Making the way. Anyway.
He's singing. He's feeling it. He's feeling
I'm
it.
just saying, man, I take the General Lee off that, man. That's what I'm saying, man. But no, I feel you. So
you would probably listen to the 97 engineers, especially if you're not an engineer yourself.
Yeah. Especially if you got to look the engineers in the eyes now.
That's got nothing to do with this. You gotta be human about this. Don't be human. That mess you up. Let me feel what you're saying. No, they'll show you the research papers. There's no eyeballs in the research papers. There's no emoticons in the research papers.
So then what is that makes me want to look him in the eyes and see? What is that?
Oh, I'll tell you. It's a good one. And again, I think it's understandable. If you look someone in the eye and they tell you, that is more than a statistical table with charts and bar charts
Than a pie graph.
Than a pie graph that says the same
As we power
thing.
down the simulation,
So
and our
that
contestants
advertisers
unplug.
know that.
Let's take a
They
moment to
hijack
applaud
this.
our new rising
Okay.
stars.
Testimonials.
But watch, they could just show a bar chart and say, this detergent is better than all the others, and here's the data. They could show that, but no. They show some parent and a kid, and they put it in the machine, they pull it out, and look how clean. And the eyewitness testimony has huge value to our emotions because another human being is communicating it.
Right.
And so I'll give you another example. You could be, it's a little more obscure, but you read in like Consumer Reports or whatever that this one car is like
Or vacuum.